Katrina, you're saying like you have an angle for going in and sort of presenting options.
Yeah, it's kind of like with time you kind of get to look at costumes and automatically in your head you draw the plan of wearing them. I was doing a show and the actress, she was kickboxing. And she had to wear this kind of sports bra. So I would, every day she would be wearing it, I would just rig it. I would pre-rig it with the pouch. I have these tag guns to put the price tags on the shops. And I would tag it. Sometimes these things can be a bit annoying, so you can just grab a piece of this tape, moleskin tape,
if it
and
rubs
just
against the skin. Yeah, they do.
And this works quite good.
So that's on the inside of this.
This is the inside of the bra, and it's under the armpit, more or less, towards the back. And I mean, of course, you kind of guess the camera angles in these situations, but it happened to me once that I asked the costume to sew one pouch on each side, and I would just change the transmitter depending on the camera angles. So it would kind of go on the body like this. And I think it's quite...
That's neat.
It's not gonna fall off. And you don't have to go there every time to put it back in place.
Yeah, I think wearing a waist strap, it's always important if you ever have mic'd yourself, put a waist strap on and feel what it's like after like 10 minutes of wearing it. Or wear a strap around your ankle and feel what that's actually like to wear. Or a pouch like down here in this position, and you like do that and you're like, that aerial is poking me. So I think it's important to try things out yourself to feel. So when you go to someone, you're like, you have some sensitivity, some you kind of know if it's going to get awkward. So I try to do that.
I've realized that with difficult people, the least you tell them, the better, because you're just putting the spotlight on yourself in a way that you're going to make yourself a target, an easy target. So I kind of approach them in a way that I am very confident about what I need to do, and I try to pass them that energy that I know what I'm doing and I know why I need to do it and I need to do it now. So I really don't have time to engage in a conversation with you, and I don't want to, because this is my job, this is your job. Your job is to respect mine, I respect yours, and we need to work in this kind of dynamics. But in some situations I just go, I change what I need to change, I get out, and they didn't even notice I did it. Or sometimes it happens that I wire them and they don't know that I wired them. They're so distracted with their own text and director and whatever that I just try to do it in a way that I have to put myself in weird, complicated positions because I don't want to raise their arms, so I need to be somehow trying to get into their clothes and but this happens when I already know the cast, when I already know the costumes, and I know exactly how am I going to wear it. But for a first approach, it has to happen, a communication. And then when I see the costume, I ask if this is their final costume, if they don't have some tie later on or some jacket or whatever. And for example, an actress that has a dress, not too long but not too short, I see that there is some space around the waist, but I don't trust that. I read the scene previously and I see there are some actions that might be dangerous, and I don't want to have to rewire her on set. So I know for sure that first thing I will do, wait, I have them here. I go up to the person I'm really happy making them, and at some point, I say, I'm so sorry, I grabbed the kids one. And I just pack it back and I go for a medium size. But with time, I kind of got used to.
Been there many times.
And with the shorties, is like I go to the trailer. I have a few sizes of shorties, and I give them all of them, and I just say I have these shorties here. Just try which one you feel more comfortable with. If you want me to step out for you to get dressed, I will. Some of them just say, no, I don't want that, I prefer the other solution. Or some of them, I'll just leave it on the table and I will try them. Depending on the costume, I will offer them solutions that I want them to choose from. Because I have thigh straps, but maybe that dress would not go very well with a thigh strap. So She's never gonna ever know what a thigh strap is. If I see that the person is available for some kind of humor or good mood conversation, I can say, I bet you've done this a million times already. How do you prefer to use it? How are you more comfortable with, like ankle strap? Or a lot of people prefer ankle straps. Yeah. So it's all about communication and diplomacy and how to.
I think it's good for them to know also, like, the ups and downs, the reasons. So if they're going to wear a shorty, it means that if they need to go to the bathroom, you can explain this. Yep. You know, it means that they'll be pulled down. So the cable, we'll make the cable loose. So if this does happen, this is how that's gonna be. And if you need it to be turned off, if you're worried about it being on, if there's any sort of concern about the radio mic being on and then they're having private conversations, I think it's really important to address that straight away with someone, especially if they have the sense of being a little bit nervous and uncomfortable. You say, just so you know, the way we work is we never listen to your mic until you stepped onto camera. And that's the only time that anyone's going to hear your mic. And other than that, the sound recorders can listen to it privately to make sure it works. But other than that, no one's hearing what you're saying. So trust us, because if you give them the impression that they are safe in our hands and we care about their privacy, then they're much more likely to be quite cooperative about it. But the last thing you want to have is people thinking, I'm going to have to talk to someone privately. What do I do with this? How do I turn it off? And they'll end up trying to break the cable off or something like that. And then before we know it, they've come onto set and their pack's off or the mic stopped working or something. And it's a conversation. I think it's important to show that. But yeah, I've had situations where people have gone up to actors and said, "Oh yeah, I watched that film. That was brilliant." And they're like, "How did you know I was talking about that film to someone else?" Because they kind of overhear a conversation and they think they don't realise that actually that that's not the done thing to do, to then sort of take it up with them. And then the end result of that is you're in sort of hot water with that actor the next time, and they'll probably trust you less to want to wear it. There'll be more resistance.
It's all about building a relationship of trust and mutual respect that it only reaches its perfect level on the last day of shooting. So
one of the things that actually we found more recently, the sway has been people using pouches. With the clips, pouches are really easy way to quite comfortably put things on people quickly. And so I personally like the feel of that. If I'm wearing a belt, or if I've got something here sideways, or if you can do that, dead easy, quick way of using pouches. Equally, the clips can go on the inside and they can go sideways or vertically. So quite often having a transmitter sort of hidden there, sort of downwards or sideways, works really well. So all the pouches are over here. Just quickly, just jump over to this table. We've got a new white pouch. All the pouches we sell, they come with these safety pins. And they come with clips. The clips are really good for these because you can kind of rig them, if you haven't seen this, because not everyone knows that these holes come sideways as well. So if you want to get a transmitter to go in through a pouch and you need to get it to go somewhere slightly awkward, you can see we put URSA tape on this to stop it rubbing against skin, because this bit's a bit sharp. So if you want a good rig, for me, is if a transmitter was in there, just to put it down like that, and put it in there, dead quick. And the lump is kind of, even when I do that, it's kind of okay. And it's quite easy to hide something there. Or equally could be just on the back. So if you want to do it sideways, it works sideways. Or if you want to do it vertically or even upside down, you flip it over and you put it in like that. Actually, I'll show you upside down. There's a hole back here. So you can just go, and then the arrow will be downwards. And then you can rig it like that, so the arrow wouldn't sort of poke up. So there's lots of options with these. Obviously, you can just open up a belt and put it through.
I've actually used this a lot on period costumes show where they had this dresses clip the pouch on the underneath skirt of the dress, and I would be able to access it from the back at all times. And they would be wired in the morning, and in the afternoon it would be still the same.
The hardest thing is kind of getting the cable, because obviously you don't want to go in.
Yeah.
And obviously I don't know if it's easier because I'm a girl, so I kind of get away with it a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of, you want to, I prefer it to go through the middle between the underwires so that the underwires aren't causing all manner of
Yeah.
nightmares.
Yeah.